All right, there was a bit of debate in the comments yesterday about something that I showed right at the beginning of the video, and that was a clip of putting Cupcake on Manatee. So the idea was you put Cupcake on the Manatee hits itself and then takes damage, and you will notice that the underline that marks temporary stats underneath the health stat disappears. Now, I didn't actually say that in the video because it felt like a bit of a mouthful, but essentially it's slightly different to what I then showed later on in the video with swapping the stats with the dog and the tamarin. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually get into the same situation again, but this time we're going to make sure that the Manatee doesn't take so much damage that it consumes all the stats of the Cupcake. So that might sound a bit complicated, but it'll make a lot of sense when we actually get to the Manatee. So the start here is a little bit weird. I got the triple tier 1 on turn 1, but I didn't combine them. And then I combined them on turn 2 in the hope that I would get Yak, and then the Yak Silk Moth combo could start working. But I got Gazelle instead. So here you can see I'm rolling down. I'm just looking for Yak. And then I think I actually give up here and give the Silk Moth the strawberry and start buffing it with the kiwis. And we do then get the Yak on the next roll, but the thing was that there wasn't really any space in the team, so it didn't really matter too much. And we get the Yak Silk Moth going, so with the Yak taking 1 damage but regaining health, it's now gaining +1/1 per turn. So as I think I mentioned this back in the Koala Manatee video, these hurt combos just aren't very good, and I think if you get a really good start, they can be good for like the first, I don't know, 7 or 8 rounds or something. But then really you just have to get rid of them or, forget about the hurt scaling and just transition into normal scaling. Look at this team. This is absolutely ridiculous for turn 5. They had level 2 Peacock Leech, Clownfish Baboon. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I'm not quite sure exactly how that happened, but good for them, I guess. And here I'm going to use I'm going to save the chocolate, and then I'm going to use it on the Silk Moth, which normally you wouldn't bother going for wasting chocolate on a tier 1, but the whole point was I was trying to get some multiple level ups to secure some good higher tier units pretty quickly, because I know that I just want to swap the stats off the Yak. Even though they haven't really, I mean, you would get much faster build up of stats without going Yak Silk Moth here. You would be much better with, the bog standard stuff, the clownfishes of the jellyfish, etc. I'm sure we're going to face plenty more clownfish teams in this run. I just recorded it 5 minutes ago and I already can't remember what's happened in some of these early turns. But here I freeze the Cupcake because I'm hoping to find Manatee now that we've unlocked tier 4. And we're getting pretty meager buffs still. Yep, 1 turtle's all it's going to take to beat us here. I think probably I should have been looking for a turtle, but I can't remember if the packs actually got turtle in it. And we get the double Yak in the shop, so I'm going to I think I'm going to level the Silk Moths as well here just to see what the other option is. And unfortunately it's cow, so I'm going to take the beluga and we're just going to swap the Yak straight away. And then I think I'm just going to leave the Yak in and let it kind of accumulate some stats again. We've got 3 hearts left. I'm not really too concerned about winning this run. I just want to get the clip with the Manatee and then see how far we can get. So beluga isn't really in this pack for any particular reason other than I'd been trying to do stuff with it a while ago and not really getting anywhere. Luckily here, this is going to be a draw. And yeah, pretty lucky to get away with that. This team is horrendous for turn 8. But there is a Manatee, and I can't use the Cupcake on it yet, and I've just realized that. I have to get Lemon on it. So in order to show that some temporary stats will be left behind, we need the Manatee to take less than 3 damage. So in order to do that, we have to give it Lemon first, and then afterwards it will be able to then you'll be able to see the effect that we're trying to demonstrate here. So I freeze the Nyala just because it's something that the Beluga could potentially swallow. And but I'm actually I think I'm going to look for something else a bit later on, because I think Nyala is just a little bit too boring. Here's exactly what I was talking about earlier. This is basically just the most pointless team comp that exists in in the whole of custom packs. Just, I don't get the attraction. Why would you go into custom packs and play Jellyfish, Clownfish, Bison, and whatever else was in that team? And here we're going to run the double Manatee while we wait for the lemon to appear. Or even with double Manatee, the scaling is still horrendous. But because we've only had 3 wins, we are supposed to be facing a lot of weaker teams. Now this one's a little bit scary, more Clownfish, no surprise. We actually miss out on 1 HP there to kill the Rooster with the Manatee, but the stats from the Retriever are going to be enough. So we're going to somehow get another win with this team. Okay, here is the lemon. So we can level Manatee. We can get the lemon onto, we're going to use the chocolate to get the Warthog in to the Beluga. And we actually get White Tiger, which is incredibly lucky because now the Beluga can be level 3. And because we have no scaling on the rest of the team, we're now going to rely on the stats that we get from a level 3 Warthog. I'm not sure. I don't think I had Pteranodon in this pack, but if we had it, that would have been a big boost. But actually, here it's going to be a draw by 1 HP breakpoint there on the Golden Retriever stats. So that was very fortunate. Now we get the lemon, and we're really scrapping to stay alive. But we luckily roll the Cupcake on the next turn, and you can see what happens here. The Manatee hits itself, and the underline is still there. So what happened was the temporary stats absorbed 1 damage there, and so then the following turn the Manatee will have will lose 2 HP from the temporary stats disappearing. I think that's the case. So there you go. I mean, you can double check if you want to go back. It's now a 4/7. But I guess that was the entire point of the video, that the Manatee Cupcake interaction doesn't completely convert temporary stats into permanent stats. And here you can see one of the big problems with the Beluga is that I can't buy the splash food because I might end up hitting it and then losing the Warthog, which is the only thing that's making this team even halfway decent. So I'm freezing the melon because I'm just waiting for the next Warthog in the shop, and then I can put the melon on the Beluga. Another Clownfish team, Highland Cow again. Amazing builds as always. But actually now we've got the level 3 Warthog, and the cheese on the yak is so good there. Another win. And now I'm actually wondering, is it possible that this janky mess of a team could actually somehow get over the line? And I don't know why I was about to put melon on the White Tiger, but it almost made me miss the Warthog. So now we get melon on the Beluga. I wonder if it would have actually been worth taking the eggplant there instead of the melon. But we actually roll another Cupcake, so I'm like, okay, we might as well demonstrate again. So if you remember, the Manatee was on 11 health there. So in theory, on next turn, it should still be on 11, I think. Another Clownfish Jellyfish team, incredible stuff. They have a Warthog as well. And I think we're actually going to beat them because of the cheese again. That was so satisfying to win that round. So there you go. The Manatee's still on 11 as expected. So we've proven the point from the comments, from the very astute commenter, that the temporary stats are not completely converted into permanent stats. But we're still alive with this team, and we've still got 2 hearts. We might as well keep going. And it's turn 15 though. So now we're starting to face even more nonsense teams. Another Jellyfish team. And unfortunately there the snake snipes the melon off the Manatee. However, I think, yep, the clutchest cheese in the world gets another win. And again, we can't take the pizza there because of the beluga. White tiger, not really sure why I was thinking about leveling up the white tiger here, but I suppose I could get rid of the manatee now. We've made our point that we've used Cupcake Lemon twice, which I think was more than enough. And it's turn 16 somehow, we're still alive. Another Warthog team. Very strange to play so many of them in one game. And I think this time, yeah, they've just gone the traditional scaling route with the monkey, etc. So we've really got no chance there. We can buy the splash food because I have the Warthog frozen. And now I get another beluga. So this is now an opportunity to sell the manatee, buy the beluga, put the second Warthog inside the second beluga, and it will now get it will now become level 2 because of the white tiger. And we actually find another beluga, which is very fortunate, and a chocolate. So I can use the chocolate this turn, and that means next turn I can combine and potentially have 2 level 3 belugas with the warthogs inside them. However, it's turn 17, we're on 1 heart. In order to see that, we have to survive this round. And we get matched with turkey, fly, leopard, eagle, octo. It's like a rogues gallery of best pets in the game. And what's it going to be from the eagle? It's fly and octopus. But after all, this is custom packs. You can't expect a turkey player not to have the best possible spawns in their tier 6 selection. And we actually only just missed the draw there by 1 HP on the Silk Moth. So I hope at least that has cleared up the confusion from yesterday. Manatee plus Cupcake does not completely convert temporary stats to permanent stats.